So let's come to a comfortable seated position, and we'll just begin as usual, closing the eyes and tapping in to the breath and just arriving in the practice and the time that you're giving yourselves this evening. Just really focus on the breath, your inhales and exhales. Try to feel the sensations in your body as you breathe. And if your mind wanders, that's totally fine. It happens to everybody. The trick is just to bring yourself back to your breath. Notice that you're wandering around, and just don't take any judgment. Just step back towards the breath. Nice deep inhales and exhales. And as we inhale, I'd like us to visualise, I don't know, maybe a ball of light, or just a ball, or whatever works for you. So as we inhale, imagine sending a ball of light down your spine towards your root, right at the bottom, your sit bones that are touching the ground beneath you. Then as you exhale, imagine that ball of light coming back up your spine, all the way up to the crown of your head. Trying to make our inhales and exhales nice and deep and long, with this travelling awareness, this ball of energy up and down the spine. And again, if your mind has wandered, don't worry, just come back. Ball of light, up and down. As we inhale, send it down. And exhale, send it back up again.
I don't know that one.
Thank you for that, Alexa. Oh dear. She always has to say something when it's inappropriate. Oh, yeah, always listening, so try and come back to the breath. We'll take three nice big inhales together, and as we exhale, we'll just sigh the breath out. So if we exhale to start, breathe in and sigh it out. And again, inhale and sigh it out. And again, inhale and exhale. We'll join the hands to the heart. Just drop the chin, And we'll rub the palms out in front, keeping the eyes closed to create some heat. Start that energy and just sweep it over the head, down the neck, down both shoulders and arms. And again, rub the palms. This time we'll sweep the face and the neck and the head. Last time, rub the hands. This time as we sweep the face, open the eyes and carry on sweeping it all down. Down the arms, down the torso, down the legs. And just give the hands a bit of a shake out afterwards. And we'll begin as always by releasing some tension with some jattis. Tension releasing, so we'll stretch the legs out. Bounce the knees, get some blood pumping. Give the toes a wiggle. As we inhale, we'll stretch the toes, point them to the face. As we exhale, point the toes away. And again, inhale.
Because the mower's on.
No problem. And then exhale, point the toes away. Inhale to the face. And exhale away. And give the legs a bit of a wiggle, shake, release anything. And we'll bring up the right leg, holding underneath the leg. And we'll just pump the foot up and down to begin with. And then circle into the leg, into the ankle. My words are all over the place this evening, so I apologise. We'll get there eventually. And I'll turn the other way. Maybe I could do with Alexa to help me. And then to the knee. And the other way. And place the sole of the foot against the left thigh and just bounce the knee. Turn to the front for this next one. So I'm going to inhale and stretch my leg forwards. Try and get as straight as I can. Holding it there, and then going to start to swing it from side to side. Just releasing into the hip. You can go as far as feels right, or as little as feels right, just whatever feels good for you. Remembering to breathe. And I'm going to swap hands, sending it across my body into a slight twist. So I've got the left hand holding onto the foot. I'm going to put my right hand behind me and look over the shoulder. And just stay here for a moment, breathing deep. And then releasing down, and give the leg a little bit of a shake. And then we'll go through all the same on the left side. So lifting the knee up, pump the foot up and down to begin with. And then circle the ankle. And change direction. And the knee. The other way. And foot up against the thigh, bounce the knee. So the reason we do jattis like these is it said we have lots of tension in our joints, and by doing these repetitive movements with the breath we're releasing pent up tensions that's stored in the joints. I always feel really good afterwards, so I hope you guys do too. So again, we'll hold on to the left foot with the left hand and inhale, stretching the foot forward as far as it will go. It doesn't have to be straight, just as far as right for you. And we'll just start the swinging motion, side to side. Remembering to breathe deep. Then I'll swap hands, again copying the same movement. So I'm stretching the leg across the body, sending the left hand behind and breathing into the twist and just staying there for a couple of breaths. And releasing down, giving the knees a little bit of a bounce. I'm going to bring my soles of my feet together into the Baddha Kona Kriya. So interlacing the fingers around the toes and bouncing the knees. It's like a butterfly movement, really good into the hips. Don't realise how tight my hips are until I do this one. Yeah. And then we will release the posture with that one, just cross the legs. We'll continue into the hips. You can do some hip circles, round, nice big circles. And start to incorporate the breath. So as I exhale, I'm going to go back and inhale, come forwards. You kind of want to push the stomach back as you exhale and round it through as you inhale. And I'm going to change direction, again incorporating the breath. Inhale, coming forwards, and exhale back. Similar to that tiger breathing with the spine, really. So I'm arching as I go back and round, trying to think what the other one is as I come forwards. Arching and flexing. And coming to a neutral position in the middle. And I'll just get the hands out in front and we'll just flick the fingers forwards. And then point them up to the ceiling and go as fast as you can. I'm going to change that into like scrunching the fists. And give those a shake out. And then circle into the wrists. One way and the other. Into the elbows. Change direction. And the shoulders, nice big circles. Mine always crunch lows, feels lovely. And change direction. So we're going to bring the fingertips onto the top of the shoulders and continue with those nice big circles. Again, we can incorporate the breath, so as I breathe in, I'm bringing them forward and up. And exhale, down and back. In and up. Down and round. In and up. Down and round. And I'm going to change direction. So in, back and up. Exhale, forwards and down. 3 times that way. And I'm going to bring them kind of pointing forwards. As I inhale, I'm going to separate my elbows and kind of opening the chest nice and wide. And exhale, bring those elbows to touch. And again, inhale, nice and wide, opening the chest. And exhale, bring those elbows to touch again. Last time, inhale. And exhale, back to touch. We'll release the arms and just give them a little bit of a freestyle shake to get rid of anything in there. We'll move on to our neck. So, I'm going to dip my head down And inhale, send my head over to the right and back. Exhale, round to the left and down. And do that 3 times, so twice more. And after I've done 3, I'm going to change direction. Come to neutral. Just spend a moment sitting, doing nothing, and observe the body. Is there any areas that need a little bit of attention this evening or to be aware of? Caution. But similarly, is there anywhere that feels great? Doesn't need any attention. Have a sip of water. I'm going to come to all fours. We're going to start off with our Jattis Kriya, and it's crawling around on our space. So crawling forwards, crawling side to side, crawling backwards, and it's really good for our spinal health. We once used to move around like this all the time before we stood up, and in our evolutionary process we would have gone through this, so it's a good reminder and good release of any tensions from standing and walking all the time. Something so simple and a bit fun. Not often that you get to crawl around on your mat. You can start to imitate a few animals that you can think of, accentuating the movements. I won't get you doing animal noises, that's what one of my yoga teachers does. It's good fun, but I'm not feeling particularly animal-y this evening. So, coming to the centre of our space again, keeping onto all fours, we're going to run through our pranayama, our tiger breathing. So before I start, I'm just going to check that I've got my bones nicely stacked. So I've got my arms coming straight down from my shoulders. My knees aren't too far back. I've got nice 90-degree angles between all of my joints. And my spine is nice and neutral, so I'm not already dipping down. I'm kind of keeping it nice and straight, so I'm not overarching already. It's in a lovely neutral position. And as I inhale, I'm going to allow the belly to drop down, looking forwards. As I exhale, that arching of the spine, as though you've got a string pulling at the centre of the spine, drawing the stomach in, allowing the head to drop. And again, inhaling, arching the spine, and exhaling. Nice and slow inhales and exhales all the way through, rounding that spine. Inhale again and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Just continuing our spinal health, getting the spine nice and warmed up. Don't know if everyone knows, but I've started a yoga therapy course. I'm learning a lot about the spine at the moment and how, of course, you have the spinal column that holds all the nerves. So it obviously holds a lot of the information. So spinal health is really important. So after your next exhale, we'll come back to neutral. We'll just allow the hips to come back to our heels and just rest in Kshatriya, the rabbit pose, for a moment. Coming back up to kneeling when you're ready. Next sequence, we're going to be working a lot on our knees. So if you want to take some extra padding for your knees, I would do so. I'll demonstrate a couple of rounds of what we're going to be doing. So it's working into a lunge. So from high kneeling, we'll bring our right leg forwards. And we're just going to work through it in a step-by-step manner to begin with. So having the hands on the right leg. And as we inhale, we're just going to dip forward slightly, looking up, and exhale, coming back up. So we are, like I said, we are going to be working a lot with one knee on the floor, so you might want to take some extra padding. So what I'm making sure with at the moment is this foot is slightly further forwards than normal, to allow a little bit of extra room as I come into the lunge. Otherwise it might be a little bit too much of a strain on the knee. So it's slightly more than that 90 degrees. So you kind of want to make sure you can see your toes pointing out from your foot. So if everyone would like to join me. So right leg forwards, both hands on the top of the knee. And as we inhale, we're just going to come forwards, putting that pressure and looking up. Lovely. And then exhale, coming back up. Twice more on this side. So inhale, coming forwards, looking up. And exhale, back. Inhale forwards, lovely, looking great, and exhale, back up. So I'm just going to put my hands on the floor to send my leg back and bring my left leg forwards. Please swap your padding round that you might need. And again, I'm just checking that I've got my leg in a good position. What I should have said before, sorry, was try not to be on a tightrope. So have a gap in between your legs, because it can be a little bit wobbly, just to help with the balance. So again, we'll bring the hands onto the top of the thigh, and we'll exhale here. And then inhale, lunging forwards, looking up, and exhale, back up. Inhale forwards. Exhale, back up. Inhale forwards and exhale, back up. Bring my hands to the floor, send my leg back, and I'm just going to send my hips back. Just rest in Kshatriya for a moment before the next posture. So when you're ready, we come back up to our high kneeling. We'll send our right foot forwards. Again, spending the time to check. Slightly forwards, normal, got enough room. So this time we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. So it is a little bit of a stronger back bend as we come down. If that feels too strong for you, then please just continue with the hands on top of the thigh. This is really good, continuing in the spinal health and also leading down into the hips. So if we all exhale together here, and then inhale to come forwards and looking up, and exhale back up. Beautiful. And again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to use my hands to help me swap my legs over. Again, sorting out any padding I might need. And then interlacing the hands behind the back. Exhale here. And inhale, lunging forwards and looking up. So drawing down with those hands, and exhale back up. Inhale forwards, looking up, drawing down, looking lovely. Exhale back up. And once more, inhale and exhale. And use my hands, send my knee back, and again we'll just push the heels back and rest in Shashankasana for a few breaths. And then when we're ready, we'll return to our high kneeling. Again, sending our right foot forwards. This time I'll just demonstrate slightly different. It's kind of the advanced posture. So if this feels too strong for anyone, please just continue with the one that we've just done. So we have our hands in Namaskar Mudra at the heart. And as we inhale, again we lunge forward, but we send the arms up. And exhale, back down. We'll do that 3 times. So if you'd like to join me in whichever variation suits you. Exhale to start. Inhale, lunging forward, sending the hands up, the back bend. Beautiful. And exhale, coming back. And again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And we're just going to counter this for a moment. So placing my hands either side of my foot and send my left knee back a little bit so that as I exhale, I can push back and straighten my front leg. It doesn't have to be straight, it's just as far as it feels like there's a nice stretch in the back of that leg. Just breathe here for a moment, the head dropping towards the knee. And we inhale to come forwards, and I'm going to swap my knees round. So again, making sure that my left foot is slightly forward than normal, just so I've got enough room to lunge. And again, bring the hands into Namaskar Mudra at the heart, and exhale to start. Inhale, lunging forwards, hands up to Anjali Mudra, slight back bend. And exhale back to the beginning. Twice more. Inhale. Lovely. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Again, we'll just counter, bringing the hands either side of the front foot, sending my right knee back a little bit so that I can exhale and straighten that front leg, dipping the head down, just feeling the stretch in the back of on the hamstring, back of the leg. Should feel really yummy. Just breathe nice and deep. And inhale, come forwards, send the left leg back. And again, we'll just send the hips back, coming into Shankasana, and take a few breaths. When you're ready, we'll come into kneeling Vajrasana and have a sip of water. We're going to come to standing, and we'll do it in our usual way, our Kaya Vidya. So we'll begin by tucking the toes and just sitting back on those heels for a moment. And just breathing into the feet of Vajravira. And if this is feeling super comfortable, we can extend it by lifting the knees, coming into a slight balance. But again, if this feels a little bit too wobbly, then please keep the knees on the floor. Keeping our point on the floor to help us balance. I'd like us all to bring our hands to heart. And our next inhale, we send the hands up to our throat. On our next inhale, the hands at the forehead. Next inhale comes to the crown of the head, Kailash Mudra. Next inhale sends the palms all the way up to Anjali Mudra. And then on your next exhale, the hands just come all the way back down to the heart. Lovely. Now, placing the hands on the floor, just going to push up into a quick Merivasana, quick mountain pose. So, pedal the feet. Stretch out those legs. Remember to let those shoulders drop, so it's like you're trying to get the top of your forehead to come forwards to touch the mat. And then we'll either walk our hands to feet or feet to hands, coming into a forward fold, coming with bent knees. And then on our next inhale, just going to peel ourselves all the way up to standing, and then arms in a nice big circle all the way up, and then hands coming down to heart on the exhale. Just stand for a moment in Samastiti, just arrive in standing. Breathing deeply and observing the effects of our practice so far on the body. Just going to do a couple of little carry-on warm-ups for the standing, to be in standing. So I'd like us to bring our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. I'm just going to do that lovely swing of the arms from side to side, lifting the opposite foot so we can really get into it and start to raise the arms so that they're coming up to more shoulder height. What we're doing is we are slowly releasing vertebra by vertebra up the spine as we slowly lift the arms higher than shoulders and as high as we can before bringing them back down again. Just releasing that spine. And then we'll go into the freestyle energy, clear up our energy, spatial energy around us, moving anything, any pent up and negative energies, down the legs, on the back, on the side of the body, on the head. Just get rid of it all. And then on a nice big in-breath, we'll draw it all in. And we'll wash it out. Let it all go. Right, we're going to run through the sequence that we did, the standing sequence we did last week, but with the added, a little bit of added extra for everybody, because I know everyone enjoyed it so much. But we'll run through it in a step-by-step manner like we did last time. So if we come standing to the front of our space, can everyone still see me okay? Yeah, and hear me okay? Great. Okay, so we'll begin with our hands on our hips. And I'll demonstrate one round so everyone can see what we're doing. So we're going to inhale, lifting the left knee up, and exhale, sending it behind and back. Whoops. I just had a mental reminder to keep my feet apart because of balance, so I'll remind you guys too. So I've got straight legs at this point. And then I'm just going to inhale and bend the front knee, and exhale, straighten it again. And we'll do that 3 times, and then we'll inhale, lift the left knee up, exhale down, and then run through it on the right side. So we'll do that all together. So if we all exhale to start. Inhale, lift the left knee up, and exhale, stepping it back behind. Want to make sure we've got a nice stance, so both legs straight to begin with. And on our next inhale, we'll bend the front knee, and exhale, straighten it. Lovely. Twice more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And inhale, lifting the left knee forwards and up, and exhale, standing back down. Inhale, bring the right knee up, and exhale, sending the right leg back and behind. Inhale, bending that front knee. Lovely. And exhale, straighten. If you're not feeling a decent stretch in the back leg, then do step further back. Inhale, bend that front knee. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. And inhale, we'll step forwards with the right leg up, and exhale down. Just take a moment standing before we carry on. And have a drink of water. Okay, a couple of pointers I probably should have pointed out in the first place. When we come into our warrior position, when we bend that front knee, we really want to be making sure that we are bending it straight in front. We're not veering out to the left, and we're not veering out to the right. We want it straight. And the best place to aim for is for your 2 middle toes, so, well, your second and third toe, I guess, rather. Because otherwise we're actually bending the knee in the wrong way, and that can cause injury. So we want to make sure that that front leg is nice and straight. We also want to make sure in warriors that we're not over bending. I know we did in the lunge that we did at the beginning, but that's what that one's for. So this one, we mustn't go too far because it's too much pressure on the knee. So best way to make sure you're not going too far is when you bend that front knee, you should still be able to see your toenails, basically. That's the best way to check it. So we'll carry on with our sequence. So this time we'll bring our hands to heart. We'll come to the front of our space, and we'll all exhale to begin with. We'll inhale, lift the left knee up, and exhale, sending it back and behind. And inhale, we'll bend that front knee and we'll stay here. And on our next inhale, we're going to send our palms, keeping them together, forwards into Agra Mudra. As we exhale, we bring them back to our heart, Namaskar. Next inhale, we send them up to Anjali Mudra. Exhale, back to the heart. Inhale forwards. Exhale back to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, heart, Namaskar. Inhale forwards, Agra Mudra. Exhale back to the heart. Inhale up, Anjali Mudra. Exhale back to the heart. From here we're going to straighten that front leg, and then we're going to swivel all the way round. So we're facing the opposite direction that we were before. I know some of you might not be able to see me, but I'll talk you through, and we're just going to be doing the same movements that we've just been doing. So on our next inhale, we bend that front knee, making sure we haven't gone too far. And if we haven't got a decent stretch in that back leg, then we can always step further back. Okay, so if we exhale here, inhale, send the palms forwards into Agra Mudra. Exhale back to the heart. Inhale up, Anjali Mudra. Exhale to the heart. Inhale forwards. Exhale back to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale back to the heart. Inhale forwards. Agra Mudra. Exhale back to the heart. Inhale up to the sky, Anjali Mudra. And exhale back to the heart. Realise I'm facing the wrong way to show you guys what's next. So if we straighten the front leg, we're going to swivel again, but halfway so that we're facing the long side of our mat. If you've got your back to me, you might want to turn round. I should have thought of this before, just so we can all see what's going on. So when we are in wide-legged like this, we want to make sure that the outside edges of our feet are the same, kind of going in the same direction as the ends of our mat, so that we're not putting too much pressure on the outside of the feet. It should be a nice equal pressure. So from here, we're going to come into a forward fold. So with our hands to our heart, we inhale, send the arms up, and then exhale, we want to hinge from the hips. So if you reach forward with the hands, sending the buttocks back and coming down as far as feels right for you. If you can't touch the floor, don't worry, put your hands on your knees and bend your knees, or put your elbows on your knees so that it feels comfortable for you. Or if you can come down towards the floor, then that's great. If it's easier, you can widen your legs a little bit, or keeping them where's comfortable for you. So we're going to stay here for a breath, and then we're going to inhale, coming halfway up, so looking forwards, then exhale back down. We're going to inhale here, and on our next exhale, we're going to bend our right leg so that we're coming down onto one side. Got my hands on the floor to help. That looks lovely, well done. And then as I inhale, I'm going to come up halfway and exhale to the other side. Take your time, there's no rush, make sure it feels right. Beautiful. Again, we're going to inhale to come up and exhale down to the other side again. So just swapping sides, beautiful. And again, inhale to come up halfway, exhale to the other side. Lovely. And do it twice more, so inhale halfway up, exhale to the right, inhale halfway up, and exhale to the left. Lovely. And we're going to inhale, coming all the way up again. And we are going to spend a couple of breaths here. If it feels right for you, you can widen your feet to come down a little bit further. Use your hands to support and just breathe into the posture. Let the head hang. I've only got mine up because I'm checking on you guys. And let the head hang, breathe into it. If it feels right to bend the knees a little bit, do so. And breathe. Okay, if you've widened your legs, you might want to bring them in a little bit right now. And we're just going to slowly peel ourselves up. So I'm going to use my hands on my legs to help me come up. And then use my arms to come all the way up, stretching all the way up. Exhale, I'm going to bring my hands down to my heart. I'm going to swivel my right foot round so I'm facing that side of my mat. I'm going to inhale, stepping forwards, and exhale, bringing the knee down. Lovely, you all did fantastic. So just take a moment, stand in your space, and observe the body. So this sequence is just the first part of the sequence that the ancient warriors used to prepare themselves for battle. It's a really strong sequence, really empowering. Okay, we're going to come back down to the mat now. So we're going to come down the same way we came up. So if we just come into the middle of our space, we inhale, send the arms up, and exhale, we're going to forward fold, hinging from the hips. Bend the knees if that's right for you. I'm just going to step so that I'm coming into mountain pose. So send the feet back, send the arms forward, and again relaxing those shoulders, releasing the head down, pedaling the knees. And I'm just going to drop my knees down and sit back onto my heels with my toes still tucked under again. And just spend a moment again stretching out the backs of the feet. Vajrayana. And releasing the toes, coming to sit down. Have a sip of water. So this next sequence is called Danda Kriya. Danda means spine, so again we're continuing with our spinal health. Can feel quite strong in places, so I'll give variants where, in case anybody needs them. So I'll demonstrate around with some variations. So this is the starting position in Vajrasana. And as I inhale, I'm going to come up to that high kneeling and coming into an Ustrasana, camel pose. If that feels too strong, you can use your hands on your lower back just to support you into a slight back bend. And then I exhale and return back down to Vajrasana. I'm going to inhale here. And I exhale, I bring my forehead to the mat, the top of my forehead. My next inhale, I'm going to lift the buttocks up, rolling onto the top of the head. It can be a nice stretch down the back of the neck, but if it feels too much, just don't come so far. You can also use your hands to support you if needed. Then we exhale, coming back down. And then on our next inhale, I'm going to lift my chin first, then my chest, coming to sit back up into Vajrasana. So the reason we sit up this way is apparently to help relieve any birthing traumas that we may have gone through in the birthing canal. Apparently it also works with cesareans because the head still has to go in a different way. It works. I'm just following my tradition. So, if we'd all like to come to starting, sitting back on the heels, and we'll run through, we're going through this 3 times and I'll guide everybody through it. So exhale to start. Inhale, lifting up into high kneeling, and the arms can either come out to the side, looking up, Ustrasana. Then exhale, arms coming back round and sitting back down on the heels. Inhale here. Exhale, forward folding, top of the forehead to the mat. And then inhale, lifting the buttocks, can use my hands to support, rolling onto the top of the head. And then exhale, buttocks coming back down. And as I inhale, lift my chest, then my chin, my chest, coming back to sit up, and exhale. And again, inhale, coming up, arms open to the side into Ustrasana. Exhale, sitting back down. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold into Dharmika, tip of the forehead to the mat. Inhale, lifting the buttocks. Exhale, back down. Inhale, chin, chest up. Exhale here. Again, inhale up into Ustrasana, arms to the side. Beautiful. And then exhale back down. Lovely. Inhale here. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting the buttocks. Exhale, back down. And inhale, lifting chin, chest. And then coming to sit back up into Vajrasana. And just take a moment. So we've done a lot of spinal health, so the neck takes a lot of pressure from the head, from the body. It's like the canal for all the communication. So I think the next best thing to do is to do a little bit of neck pranayama. Some of you who've been practicing with me for a while might have done it before. It's called the Brahma Mudra. I will demonstrate everything so we all know what we're doing. But I'd like us all to begin with to do a Mukha Bhastrika. This is where we expel any stagnant air that we've got in our lungs. It's just really good practice, especially when doing pranayamas, just so that we're keeping the air nice and fresh within the body. So I'll demonstrate 1 round, and then I'd like us all to do 3 rounds together. So it's a kind of forcing the air out of the lungs. So you do a nice big inhale here. And then you're kind of forcing the air out using the abdominal muscles and forward folding at the same time. So, and again, inhale, chin, chest up. So we'll do that 3 times together. So exhale to start. Inhale, nice big in-breath. inhale, chin, chest, up, and again. Inhale, chin, chest, and again. This time let's just rest with our head on the mat. Take some nice big in-breaths here. Before we inhale, lifting chin, chest, back up to seated. So we can do the Brahma Mudra Pranayama either in Vajrasana like I am now, or sat cross-legged, whichever is right for you and you feel more comfortable in for a good 5 minutes. And if you need to take any extra padding, please do so. So we're going to be using some sound. We have the hands in, it's called the Yoga Mudra, so it's quite a relaxed thing. We interlace the fingers and we just have the right hand dominant, which feels totally wrong to me because I always have my left one on top, but it's just the way that it's held. So they just sit in the lap. So what we do is, with our eyes closed, is we breathe in and turn our head to the right. As we exhale, we make an ah sound. Ah, bringing the head back to the centre. And we inhale, look to the left, and make an oo sound. Ooh. And then we inhale, look up to the sky, and make an E sound. E. And then we inhale, bring the chin to the chest, and make a coming back up again. So we'll run through this a few times together. I'll continue to guide everyone so we all know what we're doing. So just so we all know, using sound has got really, really deep healing from the vibrations that we create. And again, as I said, it's got a lot of neck health, which is directly linked to the spine and the nervous system. So just take a nice deep inhale and exhale before we start. And then we'll take an exhale all together. And then as we inhale, we'll look out to the right. Inhale, look to the left. Inhale up. Inhale down. Inhale right. Inhale left. Inhale up. Inhale down. Inhale right. Inhale left. Inhale up. Inhale down. Just sit for a moment and enjoy the vibrations that we've created, vibrations in the body. Just observe any differences, anything that's changed. Before we finish our pranayama session, we'll just do the Mukha Bhastrika's one last time. So if you could come to kneeling. This is just to release anything that we might have released from doing our pranayama, or the vibrations in the lungs. We'll do it 3 times. If we inhale here. Inhale, chin, chest up. And again. Inhale up. Last time. Just rest with the forehead on the mat. We lift the chin, the chest, come to sit back up again. Take a sip of water. To doing pranayama, it's really important to keep hydrated. So I'd recommend drinking lots of water, especially this evening before bed. Just pranayamas can get a lot of toxins moving around the body, so it's good to release them all. And we'll come to lying on our back in semi-supine. So on our backs with our legs bent. And the heels are going to be slightly wider than hip width apart. Just give everybody a moment to arrive. I'd like us to send our arms out at shoulder height. And on our next exhale, I'd like us just to send both our knees out to the right, keeping the feet where they are, and sending the head to the left. Just breathe here. Kati Sukhasana. Releasing anything from being twisted down the side body. I'm going to inhale, lift my knees up and my head up. And as I exhale, drop my knees to the left and my head to the right. And again, just breathe. my next inhale, and lift my knees back up and my head back up. We're going to prepare for our relaxation now. So please, if there's anything that you feel your body needs before we go into relaxation, any extra stretches, please do so now. Otherwise, get blankets, cushions, or just lie down into Shavasana and prepare yourself for relaxation. I'm just going to turn the lights off here. As we enter Shavasana, relaxation pose, just going to continue a bit of pranayama just to help us really relax into our relaxation, release and let go, and lead us through 9 rounds of our Savitriya rhythm pranayama. This is where we breathe in for a count of 6, hold it for a count of 3, exhale for a count of 6 and hold for a count of 3. If everybody could breathe out. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3. In, hold, out, hold, 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 in, hold, out, hold. You can release your pranayama and allow your breathing to return to normal. I'd like you to use this awareness that you've just built up through your pranayama to visualize that you're lying inside a tube. The tube is open at the top and open at the bottom. Plenty of airflow in your tube. But surrounding you is a kind of toxic sludge. It can be dirty water, it can be nuclear waste, it can be mud, but holding in all this toxic sludge is all your negativity, your negative energies, negative thoughts, negative attitudes. It's all around you. It's thick. I'd like you to visualize the cleanest tap at the top of the tube above your head. And out from that tap is running the cleanest, the clearest spring water that you've ever seen. So clean and clear, it sparkles like diamonds. And with each exhale, this clear, beautiful, crisp water, this positive water, is taking over and clearing away all that negative energy. It's all spilling out the bottom of the tube. It's being replaced with this positive, clear, perfect water. I'd like you to continue with this visualization as long as you can. If your mind wanders, try and bring it back, but if you end up somewhere else, don't worry, just let go. time to come back into your body, to your mind. Start to take a few deep breaths. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Take some stretches that you might need. Bend the knees. Release the lower back. Bring the knees over the chest and just roll from side to side before allowing yourself to roll onto your left side. And please do spend a moment on your left side before coming to be sat up. Just allow the body to wake up after being led down for so long. When we arrive, we just join our hands to heart. I'd like to end this evening's practice with 3 beautiful Oms. So for your exhale, inhale, inhale. Inhale. Just drop the chin. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hope you enjoyed this evening's practice.
Lovely, thank you, Izzy.
Just a reminder, keep drinking lots of water this evening after all that pranayama.